Spirit is saying, why argue for your limitation? So your brain is kind of like the algorithm. It doesn't just generate your reality and what you want. It doesn't just generate your desires. It also generates just what you're paying attention to. So if you're paying more attention to the lack of your desire rather than the desire itself, then your manifestation might just take a little bit longer. And it's not to say that you won't get, you're not going to not get what you want, but it might just come a little bit slower. And you might feel more impatient, and you might go through more cycles of like hopelessness or even self-sabotage. So we got Death, Two of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Let me sit with... I feel like you're at a place where you can assess the situation. Something ended, closed out, a new identity is coming in, and that's taken out some of the brush. It's a clearing, and you're, like I said, you're able to pause and reassess your trajectory and planting seeds in the physical. So you're planting seeds for your physical reality to manifest. Your money. I'm just going to say money. I feel like it's just mainly it's money. It's like you're building a new foundation inside, but you're getting ready to see that reflected in the 3D. And yeah, like I was saying before, you're realizing that there's not really a good reason to argue for the fact that, or argue for you not getting what you want, if that makes sense. It's starting to become logical that you are gonna get what you want. The seeds have definitely been planted for a while. I'm just thinking you had to let these roots take a hold for a lot longer. Because this is going to be like a big ass plant. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like you're alleviating the shame, letting go of the shame around your lack or your upbringing or your mistakes, or you didn't know what you didn't know until you knew. There, basically. This reading's pretty blunt today. We have Two of Cups coming out and the Two of Pentacles. If you grew up with poverty or scarcity mindset, then forcing gratitude on yourself is going to feel weird. It's going to feel like a punishment even. And that will trigger your shame, and you're noticing that cycle within you. You know what I really like? If I want to really feel grateful, because gratitude is a great tool. If I want to feel grateful, I'm going to think about something that I'm actually grateful for, so that I can actually feel that feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? So no false gratitude, no just saying it. I'm glad I wasn't born a cockroach, you know, or I'm glad I don't have any problems farting. I'm glad whatever brings actual levity. Do you know what I mean? And appreciation might even be a better word, because that feels more like it focuses on the positive side of that coin, I guess. Whereas gratitude, it kind of points toward the negative in a way. Like, I'm so grateful for my health, and you're thinking of being unhealthy. But you can appreciate things a lot better. I think appreciation seems more like luxuriating. Yeah, luxuriating. I think with the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles coming out, that for some reason that's really sticking out. As you get better at emotionally regulating, you're going to get richer, basically, because you're going to be coming into your true self. I say a new identity, but it's really you're just remembering who you really are. And you'll get richer because of that, because your essence is let's get some more cups. Your essence is artistic and expressive and magnetic and even triggering, provocative even. That's just kind of what you do. You kind of draw that out of people just by being yourself. So once you get good at regulating through, you know, they say the capitalistic hellscape that we're in right now, like you'll learn how to play that game to your advantage and not feel shame about it because you're in the game too, right? You can still do good with your gifts and your money that you're going to get. It will flow to the right places through you because you have your intention. Oh yeah, hold on a second. You're going to be able to reclaim your agency with the trauma that you've experienced, and that will turn the wheel, if that makes sense. That is happening right now. And I guess this brings up more, like I want to talk a bit more about, confirmation bark. This idea that gets circulated in the wellness community and in the mental health field, it's just like a general advice is that you don't grow in comfort. You have to be in discomfort to grow. And like, yes, that's true. But for survivors of abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse, feeling like your feelings get switched, your pleasure and pain, your reward system gets flipped over on top of its head, and you feel like giving to yourself is bad, and that's uncomfortable. So that's what you have to do. Like that's your work, right? Because like otherwise you're just gonna keep spinning the fucking carousel of hell around and getting yourself flung off of it. I'm seeing a carousel, if that makes sense. And there's a difference between being safe. Hold on, what am I trying to say? Hold on. There's a difference between being safe and having a little discomfort, like a stretch, a little stretch, like a yoga, whatever, and breathing through that, but still feeling safe. And a difference between that and actually being unsafe and just like, you know, white knuckling it or dissociating through it and calling it a gift. Well, it is kind of gift, but like calling it like it's too much punishment. Like it's too, like you've been punished way too much on the inside. And on obviously it came from the outside to the inside, and now you hear the echoes of that. But do you know what I mean? Like your job right now is to you need to be comfortable. Like you need to not comfortable in like, if you have any like bad habits that are actually harming you, you know, addiction, that's what addiction is. It will confuses pain and pleasure. Let me pull a bonus card because, High Priestess. Okay. So you're working with the undercurrents. You're working with your subconscious, like primarily right now. So your physical body needs to have comfort, right? You don't need another exercise plan. You don't need another diet or another book or another this or like another somebody's way of doing it. You need to learn exactly how you need to do it. That's what you're here for. And you have some of the biggest gifts to give. Really. You're empathetic, you're tenderhearted, you're patient, you experience empathy for your abusers, like even now. You know, and of course you've been pushed into anger and rage and even revenge. But after you get that out of your system, you always come back. Your default is to be empathetic and, you know, trying to understand what's going on inside another person, so that you can create coherence between you and another. You can clearly understand that you are just part of the whole here. And, you know, you didn't become the monster. That's incredible. That's incredible. But it's a lot of undercurrent work. It's a lot of shadow work. Like, it's primarily shadow work that you're working with. And you need a comfy fucking bed and a hot cup of tea. Okay. That was kind of scattered, but you know what? I'm going to post it anyway. I love you guys. Thanks for listening.